Are we now live? Yes, I do believe we are live. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Health. First of all, massive apologies. We've both just realised the time.
I think our
clock in the lounge must be off.
Yeah, it must be.
Wow. Okay. Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody.
I know we're not normally
Hopefully, we're not normally
No.
late. That'll be why one of the mods just sent me a thing on the channel on the mod thing going.
Hello, are you there?
No, yeah, is there a live today? I was like, yeah, there is. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're well. So yes, thank you, everybody. We are here. You can hear us. Thank you, Kimberly down south. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Yes, indeed. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all well. It is the Losers Club here on Beyond Authentic Health. Look! We have finally sorted out the back room. We've taken it all the way down to the wall. We've stripped off the plaster and everything. Honest, it isn't just a bit of fabric that you can see blowing in the wind just there. No. It is genuinely
It's really not,
all genuine. It is 100% honestly.
Yeah.
Whatever I just said it was. Yeah,
Or
that.
something.
Yeah,
Something
that.
like that.
No, good evening, everyone. I do hope everybody is well. Sorry we are late. As I say, I did not know that that was the time. I've literally just come in here and gone, what?
Yeah,
What?
that's not normal, is it?
I know, right? So then, I will just say I did notice in the chat before I jumped on, Karen Fraser, good evening to you. Kimberly down south, good evening to you, my darling. You were just chatting, but Karen Fraser, unfortunately, I've just seen this comment. Your husband's been diagnosed with esophageal cancer. I am so sorry to hear that, my darling. I really am. It's not good. The one thing I will say though, as a fairly recent cancer survivor myself, if there is ever a time for your husband to get diagnosed with cancer, it's right now, because the care is the best that it's ever been, isn't it? And so survival rates are higher than they've ever been. You know, there are a lot more surgical choices. It is, if it was ever going to happen now, instead of 2 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 2 years ago, whatever, it is the best time. So even, fingers crossed. I hope that he's okay.
Locally for us as well, I said when you're obviously going through stuff that in the beginning of your journey, that there's actually loads of support places that you can kind of contact, so you'll probably find local ones in your area. Well,
if you're in the UK, Karen, have a look for a charity called Maggie's.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, it is. They provide cancer care not just for the patient, but also for the wider family. And they have counselling and drop-in centres and welfare advice things and all sorts of bits and pieces. If you're in the UK, if you're elsewhere, then obviously just do a Google search for cancer care where you are. Can I just say, Kimberly down south, I've read your comments here. You're so caring and so thoughtful, sending positive thoughts and prayers. Thank you very much for being so lovely. So yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, Angela Brown. Sorry to hear about your husband, Karen. Hugs to you. Yep. See, everybody in this chat is absolutely just some of the most amazing people. We're very lucky on both my channels, in fact, to have a really lovely group of people. Curious Holland, you've just had a message. Yep, I'm here. Yep. It wasn't even that. As we said, it was we think the clock was wrong. Yes, we did build a whole new brick wall. Yes, we did. Yeah. A brick wall out of fabric.
It's definitely not moving at all.
No, if it looks like it's moving, or if it looks like, you know, if I lean back, it looks like it wobbles. It's just reality, isn't it? Building materials these days, they're just not like what they were in my day. I can tell you. All of the above. It's not at all ripply when you lean back.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
It really isn't.
Brick walls don't do that. Exactly.
No.
Thank you, Holland. No problem at all.
And you
Karen.
don't see any
Fingers
creases
crossed.
in it at all because we ironed it all. I mean, ironed the brickwork, of course, you know.
You don't need to iron it. It's brickwork.
Yeah.
But good evening and good morning. Yeah, we were bricklaying. That's right.
We was.
We were late because we were bricklaying.
Yeah.
No, it's because the clock was wrong. I was watching a lawyer follow up on the Karen Reid case that I've been following. Lots and lots of legal stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, good evening, everybody. As always, we are starting with our intro just over here. Look. So, how has everybody been this week? How has everything been going? How's it been going for you, my darling? How, generally speaking, on the food plan side of things, how has it gone this week for you?
Really well. Like I say, can't fault my week. Like I say, I've done 10 sins or just under a day. Food's been really good. With the weather as well, for me, I need to be drinking more water.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not drinking lots of water, try and drink at least a big cup of water before you have your meals and stuff. I think that helps. But other than that, like I say, loving the weather as well and everything. It's just been really good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really, really has.
Yeah.
I used to have a water effect on here. I can't find it anymore.
Oh no!
I know, right? But good evening.
There'll be a button for that next week.
There was a button for it. I was just looking for it. It's not here. I must have changed it over. Oh,
well,
no.
you're out on a new one now. So
I am.
A new button machine.
Yeah, from my birthday, from my lovely husband. So yeah, well, there isn't a water one, but this is the hydration reminder. Do please make sure you are hydrating. Hydrate. We've got coffees, but I've also got my squash down here.
If you don't drink enough water, you might not be getting all the rubbish out.
Exactly. Thank you, Holland. Yeah, if the stream does appear to end on your end, it's not us. Do please just cycle it, come back in. It's a YouTube thing. I have emailed them. I haven't had a response yet.
It seems to be though. If you're on a mobile phone, that tends to be happening. But if you're on a computer or a tablet or something else, you should You should be okay.
Yeah. You have been losing your call at what? Bank log. What's a bank log? And straight away it worked. Oh, I don't know what a bank log is. Ed, you seem to have drunk your own body weight in water. That's good. Are you the only one kicked out? No, it happens on both of my streams. We don't know why. I have emailed the YouTube people because of it. There is no apparent reason, but it does seem to happen.
Yeah.
But yes. So then, shall we talk a little bit about the food that we've had this week, Rufus?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I did think we had longer than we did. So I was quite happily uploading photos and video onto the laptop to edit together when I was like, oh, I'll just go in and have a look. And then it was like, it's time, we're late. So unfortunately, I don't have the photos. Ed got, look at this. Margaret got kicked out. Neil got kicked out. Sorry, everybody, if you're getting booted. It's nothing to do with us. It is the YouTube. Obviously, should we blame YouTube for being fatphobic? Yeah, it's because they're fatphobic. That's what it is. Yes.
There's something, aren't they?
Yes. But food-wise this week, one thing we had that we enjoyed, which is still to be edited, it's on my list, is the baked apple. That was delicious.
And we did the...
Hang on. Before you talk about that one, it was so delicious, wasn't it? It was so delicious that...
Mine disappeared by the time
yours
I left
disappeared.
the kitchen.
It was. It was so... literally, we did the taste test in the kitchen.
Well, I'd have one little bite. Oh, where's mine? Mine disappeared.
Yeah, and then you just stood there like that.
All I can say is the baked apple, it was really, really nice.
Baked apple?
The baked apple.
Apple.
But it was very, very filling.
It was.
I will say that. Compared to any of the other sort of like fruit and various other things I eat of an evening, it was very, very filling. And I think that was the day I didn't probably have my yogurt and stuff after because I was so full up from the baked apple. But yeah.
You've just had to come back on. Sorry about that. Someone's waiting to watch the live on the notification for next week's. I can't bring that up while I'm live on this one, unfortunately. They just have to figure it out. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we've had that. We had spaghetti pie.
We did. That was
Interesting.
I didn't think, like I say, I didn't think it was going to be as good as what it was.
It was good.
It was
Technically,
really good.
we had spaghetti pie twice.
We did.
Because I made it, and then I did it in 2 lots, and the second lot I cooked through the following day and took it to our taster yesterday.
It was really good.
Everybody seemed to love it.
Yeah. But yeah, I did, like I say, I liked the crispy parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got obviously some softer bits of the spaghetti, and then supposedly if you put it in a cake tin, we didn't have a cake tin, a metal tin, but if you line it with greaseproof, put it in your regular cake tin, and then obviously you'll be able to tip it out, and it should have a crispy like outer shell on it. So yeah, but it was very, very nice.
Yeah,
like
absolutely. You got it. I'm glad you got it. Kimberly down south, you did want to say that you received... Oh, hang on a second. Let me make this a bit bigger. I need to make this a bit bigger down here. Hang on.
A bit bigger.
A bit biggerist. Hang on. Is it there? That one. No. Come on. There we go. There we go. Right then. And then bring it up over here. Oh,
Ta-da.
gosh, look at this. I know, right? It's complicated, isn't it? Rufus, can you read that comment out? Just on there, look.
What? I did want to say that I received the best care package from the UK. I'm running around spraying fry light on everything and swimming in Mayflower Southern style gravy.
Yay.
Thank you, Ruffus and Lisa.
Yay, that's no problem at all. No problem at all. I'm glad it turned up.
Like I say, the gravy mix is really good. We've always liked that one, and we've always got it in the cupboard.
We have.
So,
I've also just realised, and look, now I'm wearing a white top. You can't really see the comments very clearly behind it. Never mind. I'm not going to mess around with the filters today. I'll take the filter off.
You is a Care Bear today.
I am. There we go. I've taken the filter off so you can read it. There you go.
You is a Care Bear.
I am in the Care Bears today. Yes, absolutely. So yes, it was our pleasure to send it across, my darling. Absolutely our pleasure. The spaghetti pie. So the spaghetti pie is quite an interesting recipe, in fact. So you basically have regular spaghetti. In our case, it was gluten-free spaghetti. And you mix it with butternut squash noodles, courgette noodles, and also we put in some... so you cook all those off.
Was that mixed with, is it eggs?
And then you've got eggs,
cottage cheese.
A whole pot of cottage cheese, some tomato puree and some onions. Mix all that down, and then some herbs.
And the
really nice herbs.
Whole jar of the red peppers in brine. So,
yes, red peppers in brine. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. You blend it all together and put them all together and bake it. It was actually really nice, like a nice frittata.
Loads of herbs and stuff in there.
We have another celebrity with us. So we've got 2 YouTubers currently. Well, 3 because Holland's here as well. Holland's a YouTuber. Byron the Vegan Loser. Good evening, Byron. Let's pop that comment on screen. I hope your week is going well. You're currently getting some cooking done.
Yes.
But listening along might not be up to date in the chat though. Okay, my darling. No problem at all. Oh, and we've got a diamond member. A diamond member. Christine Scott, you won the Diamond Target 2025
awesome.
for the 5th year running.
Blimey.
Give her the clap, Rufus. Give her the clap. Go on. There you are, my darling. We will give you a very well-deserved clap. Well done to you. So yeah, the food this week's been really good, hasn't it? We've enjoyed it. We did have yesterday. What did you cook for us yesterday?
We did the creamy pork. Was it mustard pork?
Creamy mushroom pork with mustard and spring greens.
It was very, very nice.
It was delicious. It was absolutely delicious because obviously last week's Choosey was straight down the middle when we did it. So that was really good. We'll check in with Choosey.
But the only thing I said with that recipe, it says to put spring greens in it and chopped cabbage in it as your speedy veg.
Yes.
But we didn't. We put the chopped the spring greens in it and French beans in it instead.
Yeah.
So to the same amount as you would have had if it was just all the cabbage and stuff.
Absolutely.
it was good.
By the way, if you don't know what a Diamond Target member is, at Slimming World, which is the weight loss program that Rufus and I follow, they have at the groups, when you get to Target, you're considered a Diamond Target member when you've been at Target for a year.
Yeah.
So we had a few.
We have.
We've got 4 or 5 Target members, and the Diamond Target member is selected from all of those people that have been at Target for a year, and different groups they do it differently. But at our group, everybody that was nominated got a pen, and I can't remember what the winner got, some other little gift thing, and photos and all of that lovely stuff. So it's just a way of acknowledging people that have hit their target and stayed at that target for a long time, for at least a year. So Christine Scott,
It must be
5 years running, she's been she's won the Diamond Target member. Means she must have been at Target for at least 6 years. That is super impressive.
Must be
well
hard
done to you.
work. Just balancing it all out.
Yeah. So back to the food we had this week. We have had we had fish. We've had
Beetroot burgers and
beetroot
stuff.
burgers, which is our go-to.
Yeah.
You know we love our beetroot burgers.
Stir fries we've had this
Stir
week.
fries, nice, easy, solid, quick and easy meals, really.
There was a blip with our stir fry because I popped into Asda. I got some chickens for the dogs, so I found some reduced chickens in there.
Hang on, tell the truth. You tried to do me over. You tried to screw me over with extra sins. That's what it was. You were trying to jinx me.
But if you're going to do rice noodles, get the dry one and make them yourself. Because I picked up 2 packets. They were reduced. And I thought, seeing as we're doing stir fry that night, I'll pick up these 2 packs of the rice noodles. And they weren't the Singapore ones or whatever. Just completely plain ones. But after putting them in the pan and then we had them, it was like, I was like, there's a slight greasiness to them, and realised that they are 4.5 sins per, I think they're like 200 and something gram packet. So we had to sin 4.5 sins for a house.
So I'm happily tucking in.
It was very
to my
nice.
stir fry, delicious stir fry.
It was nice.
Happily tucking into my dinner, going, oh, this is nice. I've still got all my sins for the day.
Exactly.
Haven't had any sins yet. And he went, does this taste greasy? And I was like, I don't know, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Let
Can't
me
really
just
tell.
go and scan the packet that we'd had, obviously, while making dinner. Found the packet in the kitchen and then scanned it for 4.5 sins. I know, I was a little bit like, make sure you check everything, because
this
otherwise,
is what we always say.
check.
Scan it, check it before you put it in your trolley, before you put it in your gob.
Yep.
Make sure you know what you're putting in your mouth. It's sound advice in many different circumstances. I can tell you.
But I said as well, if anybody else has used the Mayflower gravy mix,
Yes.
also that there was a thing we'd done in the past where we kept thinking it was the dry weight, that you obviously there's so many sins per certain amount of dry weight of the gravy mix before you make it up. But it used to, but then afterwards we realised it was actually once you've made it up that the weight obviously that you measure out is that many sins. So it wasn't dry weight. We did it, that's what we thought anyway. We thought it was just the dry stuff, weigh it all out, and it was really great for sins. But no, that was the it should have been the weight of obviously all of it made up together.
It should have been something.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just see if I can make this a little bit clearer to read. Rufus, stop trying to sabotage Lisa's weight loss.
Right?
I know. You see what I got to put up with?
I have like less than 10 sins a day, so I thought 4.5 sins. All right, well I'll take that then, and I'll eat that. That's fine.
See what I mean?
That's fine.
See what the situation
Good
is.
job. Always save a few sins
anyway.
just in case.
Yeah. I know, right? Shocking. But
I know,
yes,
I should have gone, oh, don't worry, I don't fancy my rice noodles tonight. You have yours, oh dear, don't worry, you eat yours, yum, yum, yum.
I could see a world where you would do that. Absolutely. Dormouse, you've not done well eating since Saturday, not in the humour to cook, but you're loving nectarines. Nectarines are nice.
Warm,
I like nectarines. Yeah. You all have our moments, and when it's so hot, nectarines are refreshing. They are. Oh, how are you in Craddock? You're currently raiding your freezer till payday. That is the benefit of having a stocked freezer.
It is.
We're really into batch cooking at the moment, aren't we? Where we get the Slimming World recipe and it says for 4 meals, and we cook. We have 2 and then put 2 in the freezer.
Unless it was
That's
like
really
last
useful.
night with the pork, then obviously it just all disappeared.
Yeah, it was very nice though. It was very, very delicious. It was very delicious. Anyway, Rufus, shall we go on to your topic of the week?
Yeah.
So, if you've seen on the doodah already, it already says what the topic of the week is. We set it up before we go live, and it is, where are all the blokes? Where are all the men?
It is. So basically, like I say, I think if I remember back when our first time at Slimming World, I would have been the only guy in the group with like the whole room full of women, and I kind of just, it was a bit weird to start with, but I just kind of went with it, because at the end of the day, if I looked at, you know, oh god, there's a bunch of women and you know, where's all the blokes and all of that, I said I probably wouldn't have stayed to group, to be honest. And now there are a few more men that go, you know, I think there's like 2 or 3 I think that go to our group, and then there's another 2 groups after us on the same day, and I think there's other guys that go to those ones. But yeah, I don't see now, because I think of joining in and having group therapy with lots of people that are all doing the same thing. I don't really see everybody as women, men, and all of that now. I just kind of like, we're all just doing the same thing. You could be a man, woman, or however you want to identify.
Non-binary. Gender.
And yeah, we're just all doing the same thing. And now, because we all share tips and do all of that stuff, I think some people will go just get weighed and then leave, and you know, I think, you know, if you do that, you're missing out. I think I really do. So, you know, I just, if anyone else out there does want to go and you know, join a Slimming World, don't be scared about it. Just, you know, no one judges you. You just go along, and yeah, just muck in, and like I say, you get loads of great tips and stuff from lots of people. I'm so glad I'm so glad that we went back when we did, because I could have done so much more damage, to be fair.
You could have done. Well, what about you, Byron? Because I know that you go to a group where you are a man at the Slimming World. Karen Fraser says there's only one man in her group, and he's doing so well. Your consultant is a man, and he's lovely.
Oh,
that's good. There are more male consultants
more,
coming through. There really is. That's really good. And I will say, Slimming World are aware of it, because look, we've even got men on the cover of the magazines now. That never used to happen, did it?
It didn't.
Even though we are going to do a whole thing, aren't we? We're going to do it. We're going to discuss the magazine at some point. And increasingly, what I will say is there does seem to be, within the Slimming World magazine, month in, month out, there is at least one of the stories of a bloke who's gone along to Slimming World to lose weight. So I do think it is a different. I do think it is a little bit different. I really, really do. It's. I mean, even in would you like a job as a Slimming World district manager? With a bloke.
I know, right?
Do you know what I mean? They even the advertising is a little bit more masculine. But I do think it's historically, though, and again, look, you could be a consultant and there's a bloke in the picture up here. I mean, we're assuming that they identify as male. But in all honesty, years ago, Slimming World, Weight Watchers and all of that was just aimed at the women, wasn't it? It was. You know, and it was get that bikini body for the summer and all of that, which completely excludes, you know, masculine sort of leaning folk of any sort of description. Do you think it's something Slimming World need to address? Like, do they need to put...
they are starting to put more adverts out, posters and stuff like that, with many of the posters as well, not just in the magazine.
What about in places like in pubs? Do you think they should, like, you know, like invariably you can get the Slimming World leaflets quite often found in supermarkets, in the trolley.
I don't know if they would be in a pub. I'm not sure, but they might be as you go in. Like, so as people go in and out, they might have a little poster board up or something.
How would you appeal to more men Men, 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 men.
You go and put one down at the
That one.
local sports centres or swimming halls or things like that.
Yeah.
And just put a poster up. If you want to help, to have a healthy relationship with food while you're losing weight and do all of that, and be fit as well. Why not go along to your Slimming World?
Kimberly down south, you say you would stay because you can get on a scale and weigh at home, but group lets you get to know each other and tips and recipes. Absolutely. Dormouse, I think a lot of men use partners' info. Probably, yeah. Grumpy gets what you cook unless he goes rogue. Neil, that's interesting. You never considered the gender ratio at Slimming World groups. It's about, in our group, it's probably about... Is it like 8-1, 9-1?
Yeah.
Women to men.
Yeah.
Men's weight was usually focused on going to the gym because traditionally women were expected to cook, so theirs was about recipes and food prep. Absolutely, but I think also as more people spend more time in their younger years being single, they're not so much. A lot of women aren't necessarily having families quite as young, and as men are now, you get a lot more single fathers and things as well. I do think a lot of that has changed. And I agree. I think a lot more women go to the gym and a lot more men are into cooking and healthy eating in general. But I do think there is still a disbalance. But also, we were talking about sins as well, because within the Slimming World plan, if you are male, you can have 5 more sins per weight category than the women. So when you've got and it's based on weight. So for example, in fact, I'm not going to say for example, I'll find it in here, because the standard
in
there is, it's on here.
Is it in the back?
The standard that we always talk about is 5 to 15 sins, and we've got up to 16 stones. You can have the 5 to 15 sins if you're a woman, 5 to 25 sins if you're male.
I know it.
Up to 20 stone, so between 16 and 20 stone, which we're both in that category now. Forget that we're trans for a second, but women can have 5 to 20 sins a day. Men can have 5 to 30 sins a day. And if you're over 20 stones, women can have 5 to 25. And men 5 to 35. So there's 10 more sins for blokes than birds.
But that's right. But I have.
That felt weird coming out of my mouth.
I'd say the most cis women, I would have a bit more muscle that I've built now over the years. But I probably am not,
We're sort of somewhere in the middle, we say.
In the middle. So for me, like I say, I do okay. Better than I had done in the past, because I try and stick to about 10 sins a day. I could have, like I said, it says I could have up to 20 sins a day easily.
And if we were to go in the middle of the two, we could both have 25 sins a day if we're literally splitting it down.
But I honestly don't think I would lose a lot of weight that way. And also then that makes my head then think, well, is it Luke John was talking about on a video, saying about, if you can have whatever you like for sins, whether you want beer or whether you want, Mars bars or something else, or something with loads of sugar, you can pick anything you like and you're still on plan. But me, I would go to the shop and I would go, right, if I allowed my head to think that way, I would go to the shop and I would probably buy a multi-pack of chocolate bars, and then I go, well, get your money's worth. If you're going to buy them, why buy it singly? Buy them in a pack. But then as soon as I've had one, because they're full of sugar and people are generally addicted to sugar, I would then want more than one. So I don't allow myself to have anything like that. And that's why I consider having a bowl of fruit every night as one of my treats, because it's super sweet and also on plan as well. And I do think, like say our choices now compared to years ago, we used to do our snack bags, 15 sin bags of, and now if I put in my head that I've only got a limited amount of sins, and if I went slightly over my 10 sins, that's okay. Because then I account for my sweetener and that I don't generally sin. If I had a ton of sweetener, that maybe, but I always account for all these things. So yeah, if I put in my head I can have more, I would probably want more, eat more, and then not do very well on plan at all.
Absolutely.
So for me,
I agree.
I have set myself limits of what I can have and what I can't.
But it is an interesting thing, and again, we were saying about that because the consultants still say 5 to 15, and we know at our group there are people that will weigh a lot more than 16 stones, us included.
Yeah.
And obviously, the 5 to 20 starting rate, 5 to 25 starting rate for men.
Yeah.
Just having that extra allowance, that could be a couple of beers. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, easily.
Let's have a look. So, Dormouse, it's a good marketing idea. Also, golf, football club areas would be a nice place to target men. That would be good.
That's it.
I won't be going to those places, but you can go to those places if you want.
Put some leaflets up or something.
Yeah. At Leeds United Football Club, that'd be good.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, can I come in? I am a Slimming World member. Byron, you say there are a couple at your group, blokes. I think it's probably something that might put some of the cis or supermask men off, but I think it's more common for men to be open now about wanting to lose weight. I agree.
I know a lot of guys, I mean, like, go and hang around with a bunch of old women who go on and buy.
Byron also says you might go against all your core beliefs and market one specifically and make $1 million. Anyone want to join Power Lean Universe?
Yes.
It would have to be no. You'd have to have turbo in it.
Yeah. Well,
like the same marketing they use for the razors. Yeah. Yes. Turbo Extreme Lean Universe.
But yeah, like I say, if they made groups like that just for men, like maybe someone's done it in the past, but maybe it just didn't work that well. I don't know.
Slimming World Man Edition.
Men. Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I still don't. I think it's just.
I've got all these sexist jokes in my head about stuff that I'm not going to say because they're all very, very sexist.
Well, I said I
don't like sexism against women, so I'm not going to use sexism against men.
One thing I do like that they've done more recently at Slimming World is that they've done obviously posters and things saying, you know, whether you've had another tool or using another tool to lose weight, that doesn't stop you going to Slimming World. You can still go whether you've had a bypass or having weight loss, injections to help you lose weight. Or the tablet. You can still, like I say, follow a really healthy, eating plan and still do really well.
Dormouse, you add your sins to the recipes. That's a good way. We try doing that as well, don't we? You just remember there are 2 other men at group, but they don't tend to stay, so you haven't said more than hi to them yet. You're on to something. Using the hyper-masculine language that companies think will appeal to men to buy their Supermax Turbo. Thank you. That's what I just said. Supermax Turbo.
But I do think, though, like I say, because I've seen people, guys come to our group who just don't stay to get weighed and they just go and they just don't join in on kind of any talks or anything. That's it, do they?
Absolutely. You stay between 10 to 15, yeah? Dormouse, you imagine it can be off-putting going into what is seen as a female-dominated space. Christine Scott, this is a secret. There is big changes coming. Slimming World vending machines, and sins won't be called sins anymore. How do you know this, Christine? How do you know this? How do you know? How do you know this?
Sins won't be sins.
How have you
got?
What
will they be then?
What is it they call it when they call secrets? Is it the skinny? Is that what they used to say in the States back in the 80s? Give me the skinny, and you go, I've got the skinny, I've got all the secrets. Yeah, give us the skinny. Yeah, exactly. I agree, Karen. Spill. Hazel, you don't use all of your sins. I don't use all of mine either. While we're waiting for Christine to spill all the beans.
But as well, like I say, I just wondered, like I say, anyone else out there that is watching other people lose weight. I don't know if anybody's seen on TikTok or on Facebook someone called Lawrence 90, who's been on a weight loss journey for a long time, eventually used a tool to lose weight, so went and had a bypass, and they'd been doing so well for so long. I think over the last year they'd lost more than 12 stone or so already.
You said something
by having the bypass, but obviously because they do TikTok and they do TikTok shop and all these things, they get so many sample products of food and and buy a lot of stuff in as well. Obviously, things that if you was on Slimming World, you probably wouldn't even look at having. I just think, you know, you can do so well with a bypass, but I think if you don't have a healthy eating routine and plan in place, this week he had a complete wobble and had eaten too many snack things he shouldn't have eaten, and now didn't feel that what he wanted to share his weight, because he shares his weight loss every Monday online, and now all of a sudden said he does not want, for the next couple of weeks or so, doesn't want to share his weight loss online because the scale's gone up and not in the direction he wants it to be in. But
what we did, wasn't it?
He's on, you know, he did Slimming World for ages. I put a post on and I just said, put a message on his one of his latest videos and just said, get yourself back to Slimming World. I said, have a healthier relationship with what what you're doing, what you're eating. I said, and you'll be fine. I said, because it's all good and well having all of these other tools you can use, but if you don't have your everyday, a healthy relationship with the foods and things that you're going to eat every day of your life, then it's just not something. Eventually will just stop working. It's not. No, it isn't. That's the problem.
I think that's one of the things that we found with Slimming World is that it does help us.
It does help, to
stay not just within the limits of a plan, but also to look at food in a much better way of doing it.
So that's why one of the reasons I will not buy or eat chocolate bars or anything like that, even though I can have it if I really want it, because over the years I've been so addicted to sugars that long term the relationship with that and chocolate will never work for me, because I'll fall off plan, do it really, really well, and then have to go and do it all again. And I don't want to go through all this again. The same journey. Once I get to my target, I want to be like all the other Diamond members, and be able to manage my weight. And that will be the best thing that I've ever done.
Shine bright like a diamond.
That will be the best thing that we could ever do to get where, like I say, all the Diamond members are. That's it.
Absolutely. Kimberly, are they doing like Weight Watchers and hooking up with a GLP-1? I would be surprised, because it's a very different system over here, where the NHS, most people that are on GLP-1s over here are getting them private, and it's very expensive compared to those that are diabetic that can get it on, or some people can get it on the NHS. But right then, Ruffus, that is your topic today. Let us know in the comment section. If you're watching this on replay, by the way, good evening, welcome, hi, good morning, good afternoon to you, whenever you're watching. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section.
I was saying, if you got
about men joining, but also about what you were saying,
and about if you've got any ideas or things that you'd like to be discussed in another video or whatever. Well, like I say, if you put it in the comments, we can always look at maybe talking about those things in a newer sort of like more sort of current thing where we can discuss it properly, kind of, rather than just having one question, and we can do a nice video, because we're doing videos will be coming up soon of us doing an extra helping, so topics or stuff like that we'll be talking about. So
Losers Club extra helpings will coming very soon, where we will be delving a little bit deeper into some of the topics that we discuss here on the Wednesday evening live streams. So it's time. Shall we all suck in our tummies?
Yeah, I've done that already.
I know, right? Shall we all suck in our tummies, take our shoes and socks off, and get ready to stand on those scales? Whatever will be, will be. It is weigh-in time. So then, do please pop your weights. If you have weighed in this week, put your weigh-in results into that there live chat. Do please let us know if you have lost, whether you've lost half a pound or whether you've lost 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 pounds. Let us know down in the chat. If you're comfortable letting us know your results so far, we have got some very special awards that we like to show on screen for our lovely subscribers, our members of the Losers Club here on the YouTubes.
Because we are all losers.
Yep. And listen, even if you've had a gain, even if you've maintained
fine.
whatever
It
you've
happens.
done, whatever program you use to do that, even if you've just had a week off and you've eaten nothing but Cornish pasties and tins of, I don't know, beans and sausages, whatever it is, let us know your weighing results if you've weighed in this week. Share the results with us as we will share ours with you. So then,
Or
Rufus, you weighed in first.
I did, yeah.
So in the car, as always, as you'll know if you've been here regularly, we always have the little, what do you think you've done today, dear? What do you think you've done? How do you think you've done on the scales?
I actually said if I come in and I've lost £2 this week, I would be very happy.
You would, yes.
But this week I didn't.
No, you didn't lose
I didn't.
£2 this
I
week.
say I've had an amazing week, but if anyone remembers last week, after we went and got weighed in and everything last week, we didn't stay to group last week because we'd been really poorly. Very, very bad cold, so we wore face masks and everything, went and got weighed and came home. So we've had a poorly week. So this week I haven't had, I think a couple of days or so I didn't have my yogurt. I'd had, I think, some smaller meals, not as many snacks, and probably as well as that, not drank enough, which is not great for me. Obviously, if you don't drink enough, you get a bit dehydrated. And so this week I actually came in with a maintain this week. So,
which is okay.
Yeah, it's
a
fine,
maintain
yeah,
is
yeah.
okay. It's, you don't get, I did press the clap button.
but yeah, so for me, like I say, this week I'm perfectly happy with that. I know it will show up on the scale next week as long as I drink loads of water this week. And I had like a lower backache or whatever, so I think I was actually a bit
Dehydrated.
very dehydrated.
And a bit
so
bummed
yes,
up.
yes.
So well
So-
done.
but
you,
yeah.
you get the clap. Well
But
done.
yeah, like I say, I'm really happy with that. Anyway, with that result.
Yeah.
So it will turn up next week. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
You haven't let it phase you,
No,
which is the
not
key
at all.
thing.
No, not at all.
So then, in total, how much have you lost up to this point, Rufus?
I
Can you
have
remember?
lost 6 stone 8 pound. So yeah.
So you have
Yeah.
the last one you got
Yeah.
was your 6.5 stone award,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, and I think I said after my check-in yesterday, I said that next week I would expect that maybe it'll be a £4 loss next week with from obviously what's happened this week and obviously being a bit. So we'll see. Hopefully I should have a £4 next week. Hopefully,
Yep.
all being well.
Fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yeah.
So your target is
Yeah.
set to £4.
Yeah.
Well done, Rufus. That is really, really, really good. I know that you were a bit disappointed about the maintain.
No, but like I say, it's because I haven't drunk enough water.
You didn't have any poop.
I didn't, no. But
Poops
yeah,
are the problem.
It is. But yeah, if you have a week like that, don't you're just supposed to look at the bigger picture and not just what you see on the scale every single week.
Absolutely. Right, are you ready with the claps, Rufus?
Yes, I am.
Right, move the buttons a bit closer because I've seen in the comments we've got some really good losses.
Wow.
Dormouse managed £1.25. Absolutely awesome. Well done to you.
That's
You
really
say
good.
slow and steady,
I
but that's
know.
really good. That's a really good amount.
It is.
Kimberly down south, so you set yourself a ridiculous target of £4. Wow. Guess what? You freaking lost the £4 you've been struggling back and forth with.
Blimey.
And
Wow.
got to your first stone award as well, which is
Wow.
also
That is
absolutely
really
awesome. Hang on, I've got one of those here. Ooh. There you go, my darling. Well done to you for your first stone award.
Wow.
That is absolutely brilliant. Well done, Kimberly down south. That is awesome.
It is.
Really, really, really well done. For those that don't know, Kimberly is from Alabama in that there US of A. And she is doing the plan on her own without group support, although she considers this her group support, which I absolutely adore and bless you for. And she's also doing it without any of the items that we can get over here. So her scanner doesn't work on all of the products because they're not UK-based products. So amazing results for you, my darling. Absolutely well done to you, Kimberly. And then Karen Fraser.
Wow.
You lost £3 this week.
Wow.
Taking your weight loss to 5 stone 9. So you got your 5.5 stone award.
Blimey.
That is absolutely awesome. Shiny stickers means smaller knickers. Absolutely. That is awesome. Really, 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 really well done. That is amazing. Well done to you. A stone and 5.5 stone is a huge amount of money. A huge amount of money. A huge amount of weight to lose. It really, really is. Byron, the vegan loser, £3.5 for Byron this week. That is absolutely amazing. Hang on a second. Which is now 1 stone £10 in 7 weeks. So you would have got your stone and a half award this week as well. So well done to Byron. Absolutely awesome. There's more awards. Wow. Hazel, you weighed in with £0.5 off and you achieved your 2.5 stone award. Wow. That is awesome. So many awards today. That is absolutely, again, awesome. Wow. There's so many awards. Congratulations to you, Hazel. Awesome. Absolutely. Brilliant to everyone who has done so well. Oh, Angela, you're doing Slimming World at home for the first time. Monday you weighed in and you lost £2. Well done to you, my darling. You're on your way to your first half stone award. That is brilliant as well. Everybody, that is so cool. Everybody, well done. Absolutely. Look at this. Well done. Amazing results this week. Well done, everyone. Absolutely. Well done to everyone. Well, so, and for me, I also weighed in. Right then, what are we doing for Choosey? No, I did weigh in. So then, if you're having your dinner, apologies, we're talking shit again. So, as you'll know, my gastro journey is ongoing. Has been an ongoing thing this time round on the Slimming World plan. I have started some new tablets. They are very strange. It's a all or nothing.
Strange or strong?
Well,
one.
No, strange. They're an all or nothing tablet.
Oh.
The first time I tried them, I completely unblocked my system. Everything was functioning extremely, maybe too well. And I was very, very empty. Unfortunately, that was on Saturday.
Oh.
Sunday and Monday, the 2 days before weighing in, everything had stopped again. So by the time we weighed in on Tuesday, everything had stopped. Also, I think with the heat, I needed to drink more water, which we're doing this week. So I am now trying to work out the right amount of all of the different tablets that I need to take to make sure that my body can actually work regularly, and we're still working on that. This week, if I'd weighed in on Sunday, I reckon I would have been maybe half a stone lighter.
You've been slimmer in a week
because I was super empty. But in fact, I weighed in on Tuesday, and I did come in with. What did I come in with? I came in with £1 off.
You did?
I did get £1 off. So thank you, everybody, for that. And £1 off.
That's still good. £1 is £1.
I was happy with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Because it did also mean I got my 4.5 star award. Yeah!
You did.
So I am really happy with that. It's not going on the cupboard yet. Because, there we go. Because as you know, I have to get to like £2 over the award to be comfortable with it. So currently,
I know
I'm not quite there yet to be comfortable with it to put this up on the wall. But
wowza.
I know I did get the award. So I'm very, very happy with that as well. Thank you, everyone. And hopefully we're adjusting the meds this week so that hopefully
find a balance, isn't it?
I'll be regular. And then it'll be like a normal person going to Slimming World and not having great big huge gastro problems every blooming week. But thank you everybody.
So
thank you everybody
after
in the
next
comments.
week, you might be able to put that on the cupboard then.
Hopefully, I did say my target on the app and my target to our interim consultant was £2 to get me into that comfortable I'm in that zone now. I'm comfortable into the 4.5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am. And this is in what, week 30? What did we say it was? Week 37. Which is, I mean, by week 37, there'd be nothing left of Byron. You know that.
I know, right?
Byron would be a bloody diamond target member at that
I said
point.
as well. Like I said, Byron was saying about that certain places that if you haven't started Slimming World and you want, to go to a group, that you can possibly, like I say, I think some GPs can
give you vouchers
and stuff like that. So if it's something that you want to do and you're able to get to a group, like I say, speak to your GP, or they might be able to sort of inform you where you can get a voucher from.
Absolutely.
And go to get your 12 weeks worth.
So well done for everybody who got the clap this week. I hope you enjoy getting the clap, and hopefully we'll be able to give even more of you the clap next week. Linda Raum, late to the party tonight. No problem at all, my darling. Did you get the clap? Or do you want the clap from us? Let us know if you've weighed in, what the results were, my darling. And listen, if you've weighed in or you haven't weighed in but you're a bit worried too because you think the scales are going to go the opposite way, listen, it happens to all of us at various times. Whatever the reason, there's nothing you can do about it now.
I think I've had 2 maintains, like I say, and
I've had
a slight gain as well before. So,
I've had loads of gains, up and down, all over the place, up and down more than.
But but I say when you have slight gains,
a friendly
or whatever
girl's
happens when you get on the scales,
up.
I think if you just concentrate on only those times, then it's mentally not great for you.
No.
If you just look at things and go, well, this is so far what I've done over the last few months that you've been getting weighed in, and this is your, what they call it, your average. So if you look at things like that and how you've been doing over a certain period of time, just don't beat yourself up, because like I say, you'll get there. It just takes a little time sometimes.
We have a bit of a special announcement. Hang on, do I have my newsreader music? I don't think I do. I tell you what, we'll do it this one. That's not what I wanted, actually. That isn't what I wanted at all. So we do have. I've just seen in the comments. We've got a little bit of a news. So hold on. Here we go. Oh, I did press it. Oh no, that one. Slimming World news update coming live from the Losers Club. It's not a Slimming World live update. It's a Slimmers update. Byron, the vegan loser, has just announced there is a weight loss group here in Yorkshire called the Brotherhood that is just for men. A bit like the hair dye, just for men. So if you identify as a just for man type manly person,
you have to have grey hair for that.
You can join the Brotherhood. It does sound like one. I don't know whether Neil's still on, but it does sound like one of those vague sort of soft-core type films that we used to watch, the horror films back in the day, where they would all randomly get all the guys with their tops off to go swimming, and it would all be like, I am a vampire, you are a vampire, and it would all be this. Oh, you need to be one of us. You need to be one. All very touchy-feely, very strange films, all of those. But yes, indeed. So then we've weighed in. So what is next? It is Choosey. It is time for this week's
Choosey
McChoosey a lot. So then, I haven't got the thing. Yes, I have. Here we go. Choosey. Yes, it was, Neil. There was one called the Brotherhood. That's what made me laugh. So then, on the Choosey, this week's options. Let me just pull the button up on the thingy. This week's options were Lisa Simpson doing gymnastics. No, this week's options. There we go. We had 2 options for you, and the first one was the gunpowder chicken nuggets. That was your option. And mine, after a lot of faffing around,
I know.
was spiced turkey with fluffy rice.
I know how you like your spice.
Yes. And by 63% of the vote to 38, it says, which is 101%. So
It's
YouTube's messed up
because
slightly.
everybody wants you to be like, eat the hot nuggets and then have steam coming out
like
your
a
ears.
Hot Ones challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, spiced turkey with fluffy rice lost out to gunpowder chicken nuggets. So
And then-
this week, gunpowder chicken nuggets are the ones.
But as
that
well
have
as
won.
that, you know, I think in the photo it has like a coleslaw, so we're going to do a coleslaw with it
I like
and a
coleslaw.
little bit of yogurt in it, and maybe we can put some pickles or something nice.
Oh yeah,
chopped
could
into
do
it.
that. Would be really lovely.
And lots of salt, pepper, and then we'll do some chips to go with or something.
So I have filmed. We filmed the baked apple recipe from 2 weeks ago. We filmed the spaghetti pie recipe and
nice.
the creamy pork and spring greens recipe. They're all being edited. They're on the list. Unfortunately, I'm in the process of
takes a bit of
editing a podcast episode that me and Necro Neil here have done for the other channel. So they will be up as soon as I can later in the week.
But also, I would like to say that the baked apple, I do recommend that because I didn't even take mine out the kitchen. It
I know.
disappeared.
You said that twice
It
now.
disappeared
It's
when I
almost
got
like you really
there.
liked it or something.
I know.
I know,
It
it's
just
delicious.
disappeared. I didn't even have any to take
And
until
also,
eat later.
it did feel a little bit like Christmas time, so it will
was.
be awesome at Christmas.
It was,
But anyway,
wasn't it?
this week's Choosey options. If you don't know what Choosey is, we basically go through the books. We pick one. We then pick up the next book in the order and we go, do I want to swap it? No, I'll keep it. Do I want to swap it? No, I'll keep it. Do I want to swap it? No, I'll keep it. Do I want... Oh,
Until
yeah.
you've got no books left.
I'll have this one instead. Put that one down. Do I want this one? No, put that one down. Put this one. Oh, I'll keep this one.
I'll get
And you keep
confused.
going until you've just got the one book, and that is our Choosey winner. And then we have to choose a recipe. So we've got different books. I've gone back to Taste the Sunshine this week
It looks like a nice book.
because it is so bloody hot. It is so warm and sticky and muggy and bleh, that I thought, do you know what? Let's go for a nice sunshiny, summery recipe. So, seeing as I've got mine,
Whereas I didn't.
no, seeing as you've all done me dirty so many times, every time I've offered to do or tried to do coffee dessert, coffee flavour, coffee this, coffee that, coffee the other.
We've still got ice cream in the freezer.
I know, because we didn't have the coffee ice cream. But because every time I've suggested it, it's been voted off.
Ow.
I thought I'd give it another go. Coffee rubbed steaks. Again, I don't know whether this looks familiar. I don't know whether I've chosen this or choosied it before. So this is what it is. It is a free recipe, so there's no sins.
Wow, your steak looks very crispy.
It does, because you have your steak and you... Oh, it also says light your barbecue.
Well, we have got a barbecue.
We have got a barbecue. We'll have to do it on a barbecue. We'll have to do it on a barbecue. That'd
Oh,
be
well, then.
lovely. Lovely. So you cook your potatoes in a pan of boiling water, and then you have your steak and you rub your coffee grounds in... No, your coffee...
It's like
What?
having a
Yeah.
coffee for your dinner.
Hang on, let me... You mix the coffee, sweetener, paprika, garlic granules, onion powder, bunch of sea salt, and you put that all over the coffee, all over
That's
the steaks.
all right, though. I'll just think it's a bit burnt on the outside, so it's fine for me.
So you have a lovely, lovely coffee and herb
It does
and
look nice,
garlicky
though.
coating on the steaks, and you have that with new potatoes, red peppers, thyme leaves, and it looks like a bit of a salad.
But I said
So
also,
yeah, that is my option.
I said one thing that we should do when we do what we think of the meals after we've done them, and we obviously filmed them and all of that stuff and tried it, that we should actually like give a rating as well of did the actual meals look like they do in the photo, because sometimes they look different in the photo
They
to
never
when you've
do.
made it. They don't always
They
look the
never
same.
do. It's a
when
bit
you've made
like
it.
it's a bit like if you've ever gone to a fast food restaurant.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
look
none of us
completely-
ever have we? Because
No.
we're all
I
so
know.
skinny people.
We are.
None of us have any problems with food at all. No emotional eating. No
none at
anything
all.
else. Nothing at all.
I
None
never.
of us have ever looked at it. But you know, when you see the burgers and they're all like this big and the lettuce is all nice and crispy on top, and then you get it and it's like this flat and the lettuce is looking all brown and limp and horrible. It's a bit like that, isn't it?
It's
a
very
bit like
much
that.
like that.
In the book, it looks absolutely lovely, and by the
It
time
does.
it goes on our plate, we try and make it look as nice as possible, but we haven't got like all the bits that they use to fake it, you know.
And why they can't? Oh, I suppose that's just the potatoes that have been
char grilled potatoes,
right?
boiled, and then finished off on the barbecue with that. So that's my option. Means I've got to clean the barbecue.
But as long as you don't lose the potatoes through the bars on the barbecue, because then they'll be cindered.
I better not cook it then. I normally drop the steaks through the barbecue, the chicken. Yeah. Right, anyway, go on then. What? No one's going to vote for that anyway, because I never get my ones with the coffee in. Not even when it was my birthday.
My book of choice is this one.
You've got the Free Food Feasts.
Yep.
Which again, is it all sin-free?
Yeah.
Oh,
free
that's
food.
good then. What have we got then?
Free food. So we've got...
Oh, that looks nice. What is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is called tuna and sweet potato pasta bake.
I thought it was
Yeah.
I thought it was a cottage pie.
No.
That looks really nice.
So you've got, it says, we never get tired of a good pasta bake, and this one is packed with tempting tuna, squash and sweet potato, ready, steady, bake.
I thought you meant orange squash.
Ready, steady, bake. Most supermarkets stock packs of prepared squash and sweet potato chunks. Not all of them do.
No, they don't. They don't make squash noodles no more.
They don't. So, but they're just on there. They've just diced it up. But you like pasta meals with like
fusing.
You've got herbs and stuff in there as well. So you've got the oregano and basil in it. Some eggs in there. Fat-free Greek yogurt, so we can use the soya one for that. And yeah, loads of salt and pepper and stuff all ground into it. 3 sweet potatoes, and I think you've got 3 cans, 3 of the small cans of tuna steak in water, drained and flaked. 400-gram pot of cherry tomatoes, 500-gram of passata with onion and garlic, pinch of sweetener, and it says, a large handful of finely chopped fresh oregano and basil, which I think we have in the garden.
We do. We're growing it. It's lovely.
We are.
Lovely.
So that will be a really nice, I think it'll just be, I know we've already obviously done the brain pie, but this one, I think, like I say, to me, I think it looks, I know it's a warmer weather, and you probably can put some salad on the side.
It'll be lovely with a salad on the side.
You can have some salad on the side of there, but I think, it looks really good.
That looks like a really nice... Yeah. Even though it's summer, it looks like a summer stodge. Do you know what I mean? Because the tuna's a bit lighter, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, like I say, I think it would be really nice.
Do you know what? I think that would also be really nice if it was cold.
Yeah. Serve hot with salad.
Oh, okay.
But you, like I say, you can let it cool down a little bit, can't you? So it's...
Yeah. So then, those are your options. I'll take photos and put them up on the community tab or the posts page. Section of the channel just after we've finished this live stream. So your first option this week is from the Taste the Sunshine book. It is coffee rubbed steaks with char grilled potatoes. It does mean I have to clean the barbecue off this week, so once again, don't vote for this one. No, do vote for this one. I think it tastes really nice, and we get to eat steak, which we love.
But I said we will have to even if it didn't get picked, maybe we'll have to do it sometime and try it, because you like coffee so much.
Maybe I do. Or your second option.
Oh, you've got the tuna sweet potato pasta bake. So
yeah. So then you get to choosy what we eat, and that will be picked, or that will be finalised.
Ready, steady, baked.
Next week. Yes, next week. So remember, those are the 2 options you are voting for, and we will film it, edit it, let you know what we think of the recipes. We now give them out of 10 as well, don't we? And also, sometimes you'll see we'll recreate it with a few tweaks and little changes that we use for us.
We will cook it and put a baked potato on the top. It'd be lovely, because you like baked potato with everything. Or sweet potato, yummy, yummy, yummy.
But I've got char grilled potatoes on that one, and you've got potatoes in that one. So we'll make it, and then add on top of the regular potatoes, we'll add on a baked potato.
Yeah, because we like lots of potatoes. Not.
And you wonder why you maintained this week, dear. Anyway,
I only have little potatoes now.
You do. Sort of.
baby potatoes, smaller. They're getting smaller every month or so. They get smaller and smaller and smaller.
They do. Right
That's
then,
the thing,
so do let us know. I'm loving this. Some people like coffee, some people don't.
Yeah, I think it might be nice though.
It might be lovely, actually.
It might
Ed's
be not
looking
what you
forward to
think.
the podcast. This month's podcast over on the other channel, Beyond Authentic, the Witchcrafty Tarot channel. We've got a podcast all about LGBTQ, so the pride and also the witchy community and how those two intersect. Karen Fraser hates coffee. Dormouse loves coffee. See,
I know now my head's telling me go and get a steak and then stick it in the coffee pot and then see how that turns out. And just put it in
don't
the
stick
pan
it in
and
the
see if
coffee.
it's
I just
nice.
worked out what you said.
Yummy.
No. Dormouse loves mushy peas. Kimberly down
Would you
south
imagine?
hates mushy peas. You're picky on texture. Don't worry, Kimberly down south.
But what
Lots
about
of
if you
people
didn't
are.
put the coffee dry on it and
These are
rub
one
it
of
in?
mine as well.
What about if you made some concentrated coffee and then soaked it in a little a marinade in the fridge? But you don't just rub the dry coffee on.
It's not dry coffee, dear. It's made with water and
It
chemicals.
looks so
and other
dry
things.
though.
Oh, it's because it's been cooked on a barbecue. Yum, yum. Don't diss my recipe before
But
anyone's even voted on it.
It won't look like that after though when you do it.
It will. If I cook it, it'll look lovely. Anyway, what are our goals this week? What are your goals? What is your number one?
Number one goal is to drink lots of water this week because I am terrible for drinking enough because I don't get hungry. I don't have those triggers that tell me drink more and just drinking. So I am actively trying to drink if enough. Every meal that I do have, I'm going to drink a cup of water with.
Nice.
So a beaker full of water, not just a cup.
So is that your weight loss goal or your non-weight loss goal? That's your non-weight loss goal.
My non-weight loss.
So what is your weight loss goal for this week here at Slimming World and also coming in and weighing in with us here?
Just to be, like I say, just to not be on autopilot and just to make sure all my portions of food are really good on my plate, to not overfill my plate too much. I'll say you can always go back and have a little bit more afterwards if you want to, but that's what I'm going to do this week. So,
okay. And in terms of a number on the scale,
I would like a 4 next week. Thank you very much. Yeah, £4 off for me next week. Oh, that'd be lovely. Thank you.
that's a lot. I mean, Kimberly did it this week.
Yeah, I maintained, like I say, so my body is starting to sort itself out as from today. So I think I will have a better result next week. I think it's just my body, so I just need to lots of water.
My weight loss goal this week, by the way, put yours in the comments and in the live chat if you want to share it with us. Kimberly down south, you've got a £2 goal this week. I think my weight loss goal this week is also £2 plus. So I'll be very happy to come with £2 off. That would mean that I can put my certificate, my certificate on the cupboard. So as long as I get that £2, then the certificate goes on the cupboard door, and I'll be happy with that.
But I do think it's really important to think about, how you're going to get your result next week, and to put that in action. Because if you're not thinking about it for next week, then how do you know you're going to have a good week? If you
fail to plan,
yeah,
you might as well plan to fail.
Yeah. So already, should already be thinking about how you're going to get your result next week and do your best to get it by eating, but also by eating loads of free food and lots of speed food, and
Dormouse is sticking with the £0.5 goal this week to get back planning and cooking. Good luck for that, Dormouse. Byron the Vegan Loser, you're aiming for £4 this week as well. Well done to you, Byron. Fingers crossed for you. Right? Melinda's here. Hello, Melinda. That there cousin of mine from across the pond that isn't, but maybe probably is, but not. Hello, you're late. No weight loss this week. Listen, my darling, you just got to go through what is happening and get through what's going on with you, my darling. The weight loss can come. Weight loss can come.
Just keep checking in with us, and just
weight loss will come, my darling.
Everything.
You've got a hell of a lot going on at the moment with everything, so just keep ticking over.
Let us know how you are. And
try to do damage limitation. You know what I mean? Try to do damage limitation. Hazel, you've got a £1 goal for this week.
That's it.
My non-weight loss goal this week is to actually sort through all of my drawers with all of my clothes, and to finally get rid of some of my favourite t-shirts and favourite items. I've got some really nice witchy t-shirts and all sorts of other bits that are just too big. That I just need to say, do you know what? I am never going to be that big again.
No.
Even though I like them and I've spent money on them, which I'm a bugger for not getting rid of. I am a bit of a hoarder with these things. That was hoarder, just in case you didn't hear that. Hoarder. There is a DER on the end. But I am... That is going to be my goal, is to go through that this week and add to the pile that I've already got. I've got a bag there for the charity shop, to pass that on to other people that can use it. I also, this week, food-wise, I want to make a couple more sexy salads, which have got all of the lovely bits in.
I do love that. Loads of beetroot. Loads of the shredded beetroot that you get from Tesco,
the spiced shredded beetroot,
really
all of
nice.
that with pickles and gherkins and onions and all yum.
You just tip the whole pot
Yes.
in a big salad, and then it's enough for like at least a couple of meals or so.
Yeah, I want to make a couple of sexy salads to go with dinner this week, but also I want to find something else that I can do with salad to make it a bit more exciting. So we have had... This past week we had burgers in lettuce leaves.
We did.
Which was all right. But I want to do something else with a salad this week. Something a bit more interesting. So I am going to look through the Slimming World books, the recipes and online to try and find something to make a salad, even though ours are really bright and colourful, to make an exciting salad. That's what I'm going to try and do this week.
Like I said, we can always do the... like I say, we haven't videoed it yet. To do these thin little bits of the courgette and then use the cheese, so that use a 90% less cheese,
less fat cheese,
eat lean cheese.
Yeah, we could do.
So use that and do like a top and a bottom to burgers, if like I say we've done that as well. Or you can use like mushrooms, big flat mushrooms. You can use and grill those and use those as top and bottom as well.
We could do. You need to drink more, Hazel.
Yep.
Make a quilt. Do you know what, Melinda? It would be one of those projects that I never finish. It would be one of those things I would put a pile of clothes to one side with all the lovely designs on, and I would never get round to cutting them out or stitching them together. It would be something I always intend doing. And then like 4 years down the line, Rufus would say, what are you doing with that bag? And I'll go, oh, I'm going to make a quilt one day. And I never do. So I'd rather just get rid, let it go to charity, let someone else find them and use them and all of that lovely stuff.
I've got to lose weight over the next week or so. Do really, really hard. Work really hard.
Why?
Because I'm getting my nipples tattooed. I know, right? Who has that done, right?
That's true. I know. You've got, how many days is it? How many days? It is 9,
I had
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah. I had my top surgery. It'll be
It's 2 weeks today.
It's 2 years. 2 years. September. This September coming. It'll be 2 years. But when I had my top surgery done, so double mastectomy, obviously everything was kind of put back, stitched in place, but where they have to take your, bit graphic, they take your nipple off and then it all gets readjusted, your chest is all redone, and then they put your nipples where it's supposed to be and line everything up, so you're like a piece of artwork. But after obviously everything recovered and healed and all of that I'd lost some of the pigment in my nipples, so they've gone very pale looking. So I'll go into a 3D what do they call them?
A graphic artist that does cartoons and X-Men and all of that, and designs all those comic book covers. They're going to design a whole intricate 3D puzzle on your nipple.
Someone that does surgical tattoos.
Yeah.
And it's basically that they're going to put shading and all of that stuff into the nipples, I think they just give me a little injection round to numb the area, even though, like I say, to me, my chest now is kind of like touching your arm. The skin you have on your arms is kind of there's not the same sensation there anymore. So yes, I'm having that done soon. So that's going to be
2 weeks today.
So that's going to be
in 2 weeks' time. You'll be sat here going, "Ow, ow,
Wow.
ow, ow,
well,
ow."
we'll see. But yeah, so I'm having that done. Like I say, so that's
I know.
yeah.
Your
that's
birthday
soon.
present, isn't it?
I know. So that's soon. Like I say, it's not cheap either to get that done, but it's
Tell me
once it's
about it.
done, that's for life. So that's not like one of those semi-permanent type tattoos. It's once it's done, it's
Do
done.
you realise the minute you started talking about this, the whole chat stopped. Everybody just went,
What?
"What? What? What on earth
So
are
I
you
might
talking about?"
show you after it's been done. We'll see. Once it's healed up, I might show you. We'll see.
Can't you keep that for one of those other websites that you have to pay, put the credit card in?
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And on
We'll
that
see, but
bombshell, we're going to go now. But yeah, 2 weeks' time, 2 weeks today.
We will
Are you
see.
excited about it?
Yeah. I say.
Can you choose what colour nipple you get? Because you know, like...
What you mean? Oh, can I have a blue one? My favourite colour is blue.
Purple. You like teal. Could you get them to do it in teal? Like 3D teal nipples?
No.
Why? That could look really cool. Could look really funky.
There's a whole list of questions they ask, you know, and like, have you had any tattoos or surgical, any other sort of surgeries or all these things? A whole list of things they ask you before you obviously getting ready for it,
Yep.
to make sure you've had no other things done to your body, kind of like in between, you know, in a short space of when you go for your. Because I'll have to go for two sessions, so one and then heal up and then go back and then they touch up stuff.
About
afterwards.
6 weeks later, I think
So
it is.
yeah.
But yes, no, we're not going to go live. We won't go live, Kimberly, but we will film it if we're allowed to.
Yeah.
We will film it. They are very skilled with the nipple tattoos these days.
But so
Absolutely.
there's only one person. Like we went and asked a couple of people who do tattoos and all of that stuff, in a tattoo place, obviously local, but just to see if there's any other people that do this specialised tattooing.
It was Ultimate Skin.
Yeah.
Yes, in Leeds. If you're ever in Leeds and you want any type of tattoo, Ultimate Skin is the most amazing tattoo parlour. That's not where we're going for this.
No, there's only one person that within there's a specialised area, obviously, of surgical tattooing, and there's only one person, I think, up this part of where we live, within the whole area. There isn't anyone else.
And she teaches other people to do the same procedures. So.
Yeah.
And she does it a lot with people that have had breast cancer or breast reductions or things like that. She does a lot of work like that. So absolutely amazing. But anyway, on that rather nipply bombshell,
I know, right?
we will see you all very soon. And don't forget, have a really, really, really wonderful week. Whatever weight loss journey you're on, or if you're just trying to make some healthier choices with the food that you put into your body, have a really, really, really great week. You will see less of us on Wednesday to come. And don't forget, the Choosey options will be up on the channel in hopefully within the next half hour, once I get the photos and everything uploaded. So thank you ever so much, everyone. Have a bloody wonderful week. You are all the biggest bunch of losers that we have the most wonderful privilege of giving the clap to.
I know,
and we will see you all very soon. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and
happy slimming.
Happy slimming. We'll see you next week, everyone.
See ya.
Bye-bye.